Thank you for reaching out.
Of
Um,
course. Thank you for having me.
I'd love to know more about the Script Club. I followed on Instagram, so I know a little bit about it, but just go ahead, brag about it, tell me everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Script Club started as a script reading and development collective. And by that, I mean that we get together on Wednesday nights in South Slope in Brooklyn. And sometimes we'll read produced, like big Broadway or West End plays. Um, and other weeks we'll read original works from the community. So whether that's a stage play or a short film, a pilot, even a feature film, we read those, we table read it. So actors will claim a role or a few roles sometimes, read the work, and at the end of the night, we provide feedback to the writer so that they can take that feedback and use it for their next rewrite and develop their work with a really wide range of perspectives. That started 2 Marches ago, I believe. And so there came a time where our artistic director, Jordan, said, "Hey, I want to produce like shows as well. I want to start doing, actual like stagings of works." Um, and something I pitched was, "Hey, well, we already have this format available to us where we table read things and we rewrite it, and we could easily do a night of 10-minute plays uh, using that formula. Where if we had a theme, um, we could host nights where writers could present their first drafts. We could help them develop it, and then we can help them stage their works." And that's what we did. And we had an incredible turnout. We had a lot of people writing plays for the very first time, even. And some of the plays that were selected uh, are first time playwrights. So we've been so honored that our community of writers would take a step out of like cinematic writing and trust us to explore a different kind of writing and explore a different way of storytelling. So yes, among other shows, Places in 10 has been a process that has taken this whole
Mhm.
year from start to finish, and we're coming up on the end here, and we're just like so excited about it. It's gone very well.
If someone wants to get involved and bring their plays to you, how would is there a submission process? Is there an audition process?
Yep. So you can DM us and we'll share a Google form link with you where you can just submit your work and then we put it into our schedule. Otherwise, you can join our Discord, and on our Discord community, we have the link available there for everyone. But I just don't believe it's in our link tree because we have some other
Okay.
higher calls to action in our link tree. So you can DM us on
Yes.
Instagram and we'll send that over.
I also know that you are the marketing manager. Could you give us a little more information about that and what you do?
Yeah, sure. I handle anything and everything marketing. I do work with others. I'm not the only person posting to social media, but when I first started back in November as the marketing manager, we developed our brand look, our colors, our fonts, how we were going to show up on the digital space. And I led the charge there. And since then, we've been able to, expand who can create social content because we have those rules in place that are easy to follow. Just use these fonts and use these colors and you're good to go. And the style of graphics and the style of tone of voice for the descriptions, all that good stuff. We do have marketing leads on each show. So I am always the person leading the charge for the Wednesday night table read events. But when we have a production in place, we just finished Midsummer Night's Dream, and I was not the marketing manager for that production. Someone else took that over so that I could focus on Places in 10. And we will have that marketing manager focus on that production solely. So for Places in 10, I am the marketing manager, and I've been leading the charge with press outreach, social media posting, um, advertising and community building and anything and everything to get word out about our show. So that's sort of how that works, like as a
Mhm.
balance between the weekly marketing and the show.
So social media definitely plays a big part in bringing not just Places at 10, but just the whole script community. What is the importance of social media for this community?
My goodness. Yeah, it's been incredibly useful for us to find artists and connect with them, start conversations with them in such an easy way. Obviously, to post about our shows and get word out, and tagging it as New York allows people within New York to see the show, but even just in a really like one-on-one and personal way, we've been able to welcome people into our community that may not have previously known about us, just because we found them because they happen to work on someone else's project and we were like, oh, you're a playwright, like, hi, it's us. So social media is huge, and for us, part of the work is also Instagram is our biggest follower base, but paying attention to TikTok, paying attention to Facebook, and for us, Discord as well. And how do we differentiate our message for each community so that it's really using each social media platform's attributes to its fullest? We wouldn't necessarily want to try to post text only to TikTok. We try to post video only content there, and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's been hugely impactful in uh, connecting with artists. It's actually how I discovered Script Club. It came up into my feed, and I was just like, "Oh, I'll go." And so it's I know the importance of always communicating that weekly event, and uh, the other events and opportunities like casting calls that we have coming up.
What are some other event shows you've done in the past, or a couple highlights for you guys? And then what are some in the future, as well as the Places at 10 that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so we started our season this year with an adapted dinner theater show called Passover Parodies. And the writers that adapted the script were from our community and were like really gung ho, hey, we want to do this. And Jordan, our artistic director, is always such a beacon of light and is just like, yes, run with that idea. I support that. Let's produce this. And so it was the first time we've done dinner theater, and it came with a whole set of curiosities and challenges that we, as a team, uh, uh, organized and worked through, and it just created such a magical night. And then we did Midsummer Night's Dream in July, I believe. Yes, July, Midsummer. And that was a cast of over 20 people, and that was the first time that we had worked with such a big group before. And so that was another like delightful learning experience. And obviously, working with Shakespeare offers such a rich, like, tapestry of character and storytelling and stuff. So there was a lot to dive into there. And what was so wonderful is there are people on our team saying, "Oh, I got my dream role. I always wanted to play this character, and now I do." And so it was lovely to see people's dreams sort of come to life, and that we were able to support that vision. Um, Upcoming, I'm the head writer of this year's radio play. So last year we did our first radio play, uh, "It's a Wonderful Life," and just to like explain what a radio play is, it's basically a staged reading with some movement. We got in costume and we made it kind of a stage reading plus, like, just a little bit of a dynamic, taking what we do on Wednesday nights and elevating it a little bit, but also making it accessible for people who may want to try acting, but don't know where to start, or it seems too intimidating. That we want to be able to create projects for all artists at all levels. And so this year's radio play is adapted from an audio drama. It's called The Out of Towners Club. and it's a holiday show about 6 New Yorkers who are transplants, and they find each other through being like, "Hey, I'm not from here. Like, let's have a friendship here." So, um, they all have their individual struggles, and it's kind of like Love Actually, where they intertwine and they separate, and they have their own story here, and then they come back and connect again. So it's a lot of fun, and yeah, we brought on a team of 3 other writers, and they each got a character. So we've been like collaborating together when they work together, but then also can go away and work on our own scenes, and that's been absolutely lovely. But we have a casting call coming out this Monday, tomorrow. And so we're very excited for this to be going into the next stage. As for next year, we don't have the announcement ready yet, but we do have an idea of what we're doing.
Okay.
And I can say we will be bringing back the radio show for the end of the year, and we will be bringing back Places in 10. So we can't announce what the theme is
Mhm.
yet for Places in 10, but we do encourage writers to join our collective and stay tuned, because we want to both create original works and look to classic works to produce.
Yes. And you know, New York City is definitely the place to be creating new upcoming, you know, whether it's a production team or something like Script Club. What is unique about this experience and why should people be excited for it?
For Places in 10.
Places, yes, places at 10.
So it's really a showcase of our community in a lot of ways. Obviously, with the writers and them developing the work over the course of a year, uh, it shows what you can do with Script Club if you are a writer. It also shows the brilliance of the New York City writing community and just how talented people are here. Our actors are predominantly people who are part of our community already. So people who attend just Wednesday nights and wanted to be part of this show, or have been in a previous production of Script Clubs and wanted to continue working with us. We do have some new faces as well, which is delightful, new members of our community. But for a lot of actors, it's sort of a showcase of people that familiar faces you'll see at Script Club. And we have directors who have worked with Script Club in a number of capacities, whether they wrote the piece and they wanted to direct it themselves, or they've directed with us before. So it really highlights all of the different departments that are involved with Script Club. It's called Script Club because you got to start with a script, but it takes a village. It takes a whole
Yep.
community to put on a show. And so this showcase this night will really show you every single person involved. Um, and again, it's not that we're just looking for, you know, the most experienced people. We're looking for we want people of all experience levels, people who just want to have fun after their day job on the weekends, or like, we're looking for a wide group of people, and I think this show will help showcase that there's people who use this as a career stepping stone, but there's also people who are coming and just enjoying themselves and having fun.
And what would be your advice to maybe someone who is newer in the acting scene or playwriting scene? Because sometimes just getting yourself out there is the hardest part, scariest part. So, what would be your advice?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, especially if you're an actor, and auditions can be intimidating, or auditioning for, aiming toward that Broadway audition can be
Hmm.
intimidating. I would recommend coming to our Wednesday nights, because we do a lot of cold reading of scripts. So you don't have to prep in advance. Just come and practice that skill of picking up on cues, because it is surprising. The more you practice it, the better you do get at
Hmm.
picking up on little cues, and the more you're like, oh no, I know exactly what emotion this character is feeling right now, just intuitively, because I've practiced this skill. And it's a really, like, low stress way. It's a very supportive environment. Like, we love risk taking. We love being like, oh nope, that was the wrong accent. Let me try it. Like, we
Hmm.
love experimentation on Wednesday nights. So I would recommend for actors starting there, and for writers, I also would recommend starting with table reads. A huge thing, because I do write myself. A huge thing that I've noticed with my own work is that when you are in your silo and you're writing your script, it sounds one way in your head, and then when you do a table read and people read it out loud, for some reason, something about the
Mhm.
chemistry of it changes, and you're
Yep.
hearing it with fresh ears, and you're like, "Whoa, okay, that did not communicate," or like, "Whoa, there's a joke in there I didn't know was in there, but it's, like, hit and people loved it." Like, um, it is a great way for you to develop your work and here to, and again, a little bit low pressure because we understand it's a work in progress and we are all there to support you and your vision. We always ask our writers, like, what is the feedback you're looking for before we even start? So it's really directed by what the writer themselves feel they need for their work. And it's not about what Script Club assigns you that you need. Um, so I would say start with a Wednesday night with Script Club.
Okay.
Um, Meet some other people, join our community, and take a little risk here and there. Have fun.
And what are some of your social media accounts that people can follow if they want to stay up to date with all of this?
Yeah, so we're listed as Script Club NYC on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And I would love to encourage you all to join our Discord group, which is linked. We have a link tree in our bio. But that's another great way to tiptoe into our community, start conversations, and see what opportunities are out there.